counting gang violence. Great.
In Utah, Charlie Kirk was shot in broad daylight at a college event while thousands watched. The alleged shooter, Tyler Robinson, remains silent as authorities probe his motives. Investigators are examining his online activity, personal life, and the influence of a gender transitioning roommate. Messages on spent casings, video game references, and online subcultures are now central to the inquiry. The killing of conservative activist Charlie Kirk during an outdoor event in Utah has shaken US politics and reignited debate over the risks of political violence. Authorities continue to piece together the circumstances, focusing on the accused shooter, 22-year-old Tyler Robinson, who remains silent as investigators search for answers. Utah Governor Spencer Cox confirmed Robinson will face formal charges on September 16th and remains in custody. The attack unfolded at Utah Valley University, where Robinson allegedly scaled a rooftop, positioned himself above thousands of attendees, and shot Kirk in the neck. Witnesses described chaos as security forces rushed to evacuate the crowd. Governor Cox told CNN that Robinson has not cooperated with authorities, forcing investigators to rely heavily on forensic evidence and testimony from people close to him.
He is not cooperating, but all the people around him were cooperating, and I think that's very important. That's what we're trying to figure out right now. It's easy to draw conclusions from that, and so we've got the shell casings, other forensic evidence that is coming in, and trying to piece all of those things together.
Officials revealed that messages were engraved on the bullet casings, including references to memes and video games. Forensic teams are analyzing these details as they work to reconstruct Robinson's mindset leading up to the shooting. The governor acknowledged Robinson's upbringing in a conservative household, but noted his ideology diverged sharply in recent years, often clashing with family members. Social media, Cox warned, has increasingly influenced acts of violence. Lawmakers nationwide have urged restraint in political rhetoric, framing Kirk's assassination as a grim reminder of how ideological divisions can escalate into bloodshed. Investigators are devoting significant attention to Robinson's private life and the influences shaping his worldview. A central focus is his relationship with his roommate, Lance Twiggs, a 22-year-old who is transitioning from male to female, with whom Robinson shared an apartment in St. George, Utah. Family members of Twiggs have spoken publicly about concerns over his politics, alleging that his hostility toward conservatives and Christians may have shaped Robinson's trajectory. In remarks to Fox News Digital, one relative suggested Twiggs exerted a strong influence over Robinson.
He hates conservatives and Christians. He hated us. He was not raised that way, but he, over the years, has become really detached and radicalized. He has obviously gotten progressively worse the last year or two, and he's always very angry. I think Tyler got a whole lot worse in the year they have been dating. They are big gamers, and obviously they have that group that influences them as well as others. But my gut tells me the roommate did more of the influencing.
According to this relative, Robinson and Twiggs were in a romantic relationship, deeply involved in gaming communities that may have shaped their political and cultural outlook. They described Twiggs as always very angry and said Robinson's political radicalization accelerated over the year they spent together. Authorities say Twiggs has cooperated fully with the investigation, sharing communications and assisting the FBI. Federal officials emphasized that Twiggs denied any knowledge of Robinson's alleged plan to assassinate Kirk. Robinson's father provided a crucial lead when he recognized his son in surveillance footage released after the shooting. His alert prompted the FBI to track down and arrest Robinson before he could allegedly retrieve the rifle he had hidden near the Utah Valley University campus. Relatives say the family seeks accountability and justice for Kirk's death, pressing for anyone with a role in the attack to face consequences. These personal insights are helping authorities build a clearer picture of the pressures, influences, and grievances that shaped Robinson's choices. Beyond his personal ties, Robinson's online life has become a central part of the inquiry. Investigators are combing through posts, messages, and subcultural affiliations to determine what role digital platforms may have played in fueling his actions. Social media accounts linked to Robinson and Twiggs contained political commentary, personal reflections, and gaming references. One cartridge from the weapon allegedly used in the shooting was found inscribed with a phrase associated with the furry community, raising questions about the intersection of online subcultures and political extremism. According to Governor Cox, messages recovered from Robinson's devices suggested he had concealed the rifle near the site of the attack and planned to retrieve it afterwards. These communications are now part of the broader evidence file being assembled by federal and state prosecutors. Twiggs reportedly joked online about receiving medical recommendations for schizophrenia and other conditions, adding another dimension to the investigation into his influence on Robinson. While officials have not established a direct link between Twiggs's online presence and the attack, the digital record underscores how personal grievances and internet communities can intertwine. Authorities continue to explore whether Robinson acted alone or if any left-leaning organisations in Utah had prior knowledge of his intentions. No evidence has yet confirmed material support, though officials are leaving the question open pending review of encrypted chats and financial transactions. Family accounts portray Robinson as someone who diverged sharply from his conservative upbringing, with growing anger toward figures like Kirk who opposed progressive views on gender and identity. His ideology, investigators believe, may have been fueled by both personal relationships and online ecosystems that valorize violent resistance. As the case develops, the broader political landscape in the United States is under scrutiny. Leaders across the spectrum are warning that divisive rhetoric and unchecked online extremism can catalyze real-world violence. The killing of Charlie Kirk, a polarizing but influential activist, has become a flashpoint in debates over free speech, political polarization, and the responsibilities of digital platforms. Robinson is scheduled to appear in court on charges including aggravated murder and obstruction of justice. His silence has left investigators and the public to rely on fragments of testimony, digital footprints, and forensic evidence to reconstruct his motives. For now, the unanswered questions loom large. Was this an act of ideological conviction, a product of personal influence, or a collision of online radicalization and political grievance? As Utah prepares for the next stage of the trial, the country is left to reckon with the implications of a tragedy that has already sent ripples through its political fabric.